Whistles Go Woo is with us today.
This is a great showdown slate because if we can find a way to just get some different paths, it could be a really good slate to get to the top of the leaderboard. These quarterbacks keep coming in lower owned than I think they should be. Tons of 10% captains, 12% captains, 9% captains. And I think the game is just adjusted a little bit in these showdowns where everyone knows the receivers have the highest upside, highest chance of shipping these showdowns. It's just a matter of who you're going to play with, Taysom. I remember tons of slates where the studs like Kamara, Michael Thomas, he just wouldn't get them as involved, and some of the lesser guys he would pepper, and one of them was always Deontay Harris, who I'm sure JSU was talking about. 400 cheaper than Ingram, so you kind of get a natural pivot off that chalky Ingram. You play Taysom with them, and then you can play 3 or 4 Cowboys too. That is my favorite tournament type build tonight.
But I'll throw another bone out to you. I love the play of Taysom as captain, but put Dallas's defense also there. And I know that seems kind of crazy, and most people would think, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But can't you imagine one running touchdown, one throwing touchdown, but then a pick 6 for Dallas tonight?
What are you feeling with these receivers? Is there one that you just think is better than the rest, or do you feel they're all kind of similar?
Yeah, it's going to kind of be Gallup for me just because of price. I mean, you look at these prices. For me, you got to decide between CD or Coop, and I'm always a CD guy. Isn't there anything better, Whistles, too, than when you ship with just some random team that looks terrible? And then everyone's like, how'd Whistles ship with that team? Oh, how did he do that? Like, that's just so satisfying.
Have a good time tonight. Woo!
We'll see you guys later.
The NFL is just a few short weeks away, and Run Pure Sports is gearing up for the season with the best deal in DFS.
For a limited time only, we are offering new members a 15% discount for the life of their subscription, including SaberSim subs. Simply use the promo code NFL15 when subscribing to take advantage of this great deal before our prices go up.
And at RPS, we don't just give you access to one sport. When you subscribe to our premium service, we give you access to all of our content, including NFL, NBA, MLB, PGA, and so much more.
And we're not going to charge extra for access to our preseason content either. Our memberships include all of our content, including the NFL preseason. The best DFS players in the industry give you access to their core plays and slate strategies for every sport and for every slate. Simplify your lineup building process by plugging in picks directly from the top players in the world. Watch our premium live streams to gain a huge edge on the competition. Our guys are live up to lock for the biggest slates, walking you through their last-minute decisions, analyzing breaking news and injury alerts for the major sports.
Again, for a limited time only, you can access our industry-leading DFS content for 15% off our already low price. SaberSim packages are included, so sign up today using the promo code NFL15 for 15% off your subscription for life and start building winning lineups today.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Swing for the Fences show, talking some baseball with Gary, DC, myself, breaking down the 7-game slate on DraftKings, 6-game slate on FanDuel. DraftKings is included in the second game of the doubleheader for Texas and Miami. Man, baseball, we're back to it. NFL, a very fun weekend for sure. Got some Showdown tonight as well. Millie up top on DraftKings, Big T, Whistles, and I think it was those two. I don't know. I was on the Bet Show with Tyler and Spread talking some NFL, but I know Whistles, Big T, we're talking some Showdown as well. AP too, it sounds like Simon just said. So make sure to check that out. JT, not APs. JT, Whistles, and Big T breaking down some Showdown. So check out that show. Man, Free Money Sunday lived up to the name. It felt good yesterday, and we were talking pre-show. You guys as well. It was a great Sunday. So DC, I'll throw it over to you first. Your Chiefs hat, Mahomes, definitely got the job done. Fun day of football. Glad to have it back. Hopefully you sound better than Collinsworth yesterday. What's going on?
Yeah, hopefully. Although I might be suffering from similar symptoms to Collinsworth for a different reason, but hopefully my voice is all right. Really fun Sunday. It was a profitable one for me. The cores were good. I'm trying to branch out into more game types. So I played a lot of head-to-head, a lot of cash, a lot of MME. I maxed both Millie Makers, maxed the Yahoo, maxed the afternoon big slate, and maxed the Showdown. So I'm not used to that, right? I'm more
grinding. I love it.
More of a go to the bar guy and sweat out the main slate. But I stayed home, grinded all day, and ended up with a pretty good day. So fun week one. A lot of Mahomes, a lot of Kelsey, a lot of Jefferson, a lot of Saquon. Had a couple misses as pretty much everybody did, but a really fun week one, profitable week one, and hopefully we'll keep it going. And it is a little strange to jump back into baseball mode. It's like yesterday, it's like baseball never crossed my mind for one single moment, which is also unusual for me, right? We've been grinding baseball for months and months now, but we jump back into it. We know these players by now, and listen, the money's the same no matter what sport it is. So back on the grind for baseball today.
Yeah, absolutely. Always money to be made. I was with you. I didn't think of baseball at all, but then I had to throw out some cash cores for the people. So I did look a little bit at baseball, and I saw the Brewers. I take Rowdy Tellez. He was very cheap on FanDuel. Still left my home run notifications on, and I saw he went yard and stuff like that. So yeah, little baseball, not much though. That's Sundays. I play baseball Monday through Saturday, as you guys all do as well. Football Sundays, that I leave off the MLB.
There's too few of them in the year for me to kind of do any other sport on that sacred day. That's what I see it.
I mean, because you got to put in all the work for it, and especially you're saying you maxed all that stuff. I maxed the millies on both sites too. You did Yahoo, you did afternoon. There's so much. I mean, that's great. The thing about NFL, the contests are so big, not just for the main slate. Throughout the whole day, there's so much money to be made. So Gary, got to get you in there. NFL Sunday. How was your week? Your Washington Commanders. Now that the Commanders got the job done yesterday. How was your Sunday, man?
Yeah, so the Commanders, they definitely looked decent yesterday on the offensive side of the ball. I was a little shocked by that. I mean, Carson Wentz, he dropped two dimes, one down the sideline to Terry McLaurin, and then that dime in the end zone to Jahan Dotson. I mean, that guy, young stud. I mean, he's just going to be really good. It's promising that they're looking at him in the end zone here. He got 2 touchdowns yesterday within the 20-yard line. So definitely like that a ton. And they featured Curtis Samuel quite a bit in yesterday's game. 11 targets yesterday. Really like that. And Gibson also looked really good. He got some targets as well. I'm definitely excited. I don't want to be that guy that's excited with Carson Wentz week one. Great performance. But I think we might be playing them again next week. So they get the Lions. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Cashed on all my main double ups yesterday on the main slate. So that's good. Cashed my early GPP. So that was good as well. Looking forward to this baseball slate, though, making some more money tonight.
Love it. Gary, great day over there. DC, great day. I mean, football, even when it's in the negative personally, football back on the screen, I can always smile at the end of the day. It's nice having it. So excited. You get football tonight, big prize pools, get baseball, build those baseball lineups. We do have an earlier lock. It is 6:40 Eastern today. So 25 minutes earlier, get those baseball winners in, then get right into the NFL, watch that show with JT, Big T, and Whistles, and it'll be a great night of sports for sure. So excited to do that. Let's see who we got in chat today before breaking down this slate. Uncle T, what's going on, man? I saw you got to hold the belt today at lunch from Big T. So what's going on there? Got Gator Nation. We got Mike Carr, Tony A, Skywalker, Kyle Brown, Shannon, Junior, Peter Lally. Appreciate all of you hanging out with us. The true grinders of MLB playing right now on this Monday in September. So hit that like button for us, please. Hit that big red subscribe button. We'll get into some baseball talk, though. Again, 7 games on DraftKings, 6 games on FanDuel. Pulling up pitching. Looks like the one weather concern possibility is the Mets game, Chicago and the Mets. I don't know. We have to monitor up to live. DC, if you have a take on that, when I get to you for pitching, you can talk about it. But one pitcher that is some consideration today, and Chris Bassett there, but Spencer Strider, Gary's boy, absolutely been mowing. Framber Valdez, got John Gray. I'm going to say 8K and above, DC. I'll start with you for pitching today. Talk about your interest, and then if you have any thoughts on that Mets weather.
Yeah, I would say a little bit of concern with the Mets game, but right now the smart thing to do would be operating under the assumption that it will end up playing. I think that's the most likely thing. I wouldn't write it off yet or anything like that. And then if we need to adjust, if we need to pull those players, it is the one of the first games. 30 minutes after the early start, but plenty of time to get your guys out of there if we need to do so. But I think it's pretty close up top, honestly, between those 3 guys, Valdez, Strider, Bassett. I think you can make the case for all of them. They all have got good matchups and good parks, frankly, right? Bassett gets to pitch at home against the Cubs, Strider on the road, San Francisco, and then Valdez. I rank them Strider 1, Valdez 2, Bassett 3 is where I would go. And then I do like, as more of a GPP play, Alex Cobb, a guy we've been on, or at least I've been on for a lot of the year, has been good for most of the year, coming off a little bit of a rough start against the Dodgers. But that's, in LA, not that shocking. I think that was one of those 100-degree games when it was just like the massive heat wave out there as well. At home against the Braves, listen, I'm a Braves guy. I play the Braves often, but they do strike out a fair bit. And this is obviously a really good place to pitch in San Francisco. So Alex Cobb in play for me as well when we're talking the upper range. And I don't know how many cheap pitchers are going to go. So those 4 guys make up most of my pool today.
I like it. Gary, same thing. You, Alex Cobb, 8K, all the way up to Framber Valdez, 10-7. What you doing in this top range?
Yeah, so it's pretty much just the 2 guys up top for me. I'm not going to mess with Bassett. His strikeout numbers over the last month are down considerably. I'm seeing like an 18% strikeout rate over the last month. I don't know if there's something going on there that DC might know about or what, but I don't want to pay that price tag, and you involve weather with it. I'm just not going to touch it. I hope the game goes fine because I'm showing a lot of ownership for Chris Bassett tonight, and I hope that's the case because I won't be playing him. Strider, DraftKings finally did something right. He's above 10K finally for the first time this season. He only has a 38% strikeout rate over the last 30 days. I don't know why it took him this long to get him above 10K. He's got a great matchup here against San Francisco, which is a pretty pitcher-friendly park. And they're striking out at the 4th highest clip over the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. So he is definitely my guy tonight. I'm going to roll with him. I love Framber, too. He's going for quality start number 24 in a row after sputtering a little bit out of the gate last start. But, man, he just keeps on plugging along, gets one of the best matchups in baseball here in Detroit against the Tigers. Like him a ton. And honestly, I don't think I'm playing. I'm not playing pitchers against my Braves. I know DC's a Cobb guy. I will not have Cobb. So up here, it's just Framber and Strider for me.
Makes sense. I'll go right back to you in the lower range then, 8K and below. You just going to lock those 2 and move on, or you got some interest in anyone down here?
Yeah, so I only have one interest in the one guy. I might get made fun of it for it. I think if that Mets game does not go, I think this guy's going to get some ownership. He might even get some ownership anyway. I like Mike Minor here quite a bit, 7,300 against Pittsburgh. I know we've been playing lefties against Pittsburgh for the better part of 2 months now. They just keep crushing. No matter what they've done in the past, they'll pop up for a 25-plus DraftKings point performance. I think that could be done here today, even with the name Mike Minor there. I'm seeing Pittsburgh bats a little bit chalky on this slate too, which Pittsburgh bats and chalk, no thank you. I'll just go the other way. I'm going to be playing a little bit of Mike Minor. I don't know where I'm going to stand on my main lineup as of now, but I think I'm going to be just spinning up for the 2 studs and just mixing in some Minor.
I have a feeling how I can maybe sometimes read people. Uncle T was on the same boat as me. DC, I do not think is going to be going to Mike Minor today, but DC, talk about 8K and below for pitching.
Never going to be on Mike Minor the rest of his career. I'll just say that right now. It's just not going to happen for me. I'll stack against him every time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, give me the Pittsburgh side of this game. I'll be joining the Donkey Chalk Brigade on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Gary can make fun of us all he wants. That's all good with me. But yeah, I'm not playing Mike Minor, but I do get where you're coming from. I do see him projected as like the best value on the slate, according to some sites, point per dollar wise. Yeah, I mean, I can see the numbers. I see Pittsburgh's numbers against lefties. I get why you do it. I can't go to Mike Minor. I'll be on the other side. But man, there is really nobody down there that I want to play. I guess it could maybe be a little different if Minor was 5K instead of 7.3. But like, I can't really make the case for anyone below him. The guy that I might be willing to play would be Braxton Garrett, but he's coming back off the IL. I don't really expect a big workload for him, and he's not that cheap either at 7,100. Javier Assad, I think, is an okay pitcher, but I'm not going against the Mets right now, so I'm not going to use him. I was actually impressed with Ryan Nelson's debut. Obviously put up a huge score against San Diego, but I can't do that against the Dodgers. Bryce Wilson's just he's on like my never play list along with Mike Minor, and then Criswell against Toronto. I'm not doing that either. So, if you made me choose a pitcher, 7,300 or below, I would probably be Mike Minor for me too. So I do get it from that perspective. I'm just going to spend up for the most part a pitcher today.
Makes sense. I've never seen Ryan spelled that way. Have you?
No, I don't like people that it's not their fault. It's their parents' fault.
It's definitely not there. I was just wondering. I've generally never seen that.
When like Jeff is spelled like Geoff. Just spell
Jeff Neal.
Yeah. Spell it the right way. Come on.
I've just never seen that. So yeah, that's something that stood out to me. Uncle T made a point in chat saying you're going to be in the mid 60s in Cincy today. Well, looking at the weather, every game's going to be below 70, it looks like, except the Mets. It'll be in the mid 70s or something like that. So we're at the time of year now. Weather definitely matters. Like if one game was 85 today, yeah, I would get a huge bump to bats, but all the weather it's getting pretty chilly across the country. So this a little chilly in Cincy, but it's not really too much difference. We do have some games indoors. I don't know if DC, I'll actually go to you quick about that. Just when it gets later, obviously in April too, in the beginning of the year, like, do these dome games indoors, like you get a bump to them right now? Like you'd rather that than a 65, 68 degree outdoor day? What are your thoughts on that quick?
Yeah, it's like a bell curve a little bit, where at the beginning of the year and in the end of the year, the dome games become much more attractive because, they've got the steady state. So we're not there yet where we were in April, where all these teams are playing in like 40-degree weather. It's not to that extent yet, but yeah, of course, it's just all relative. So, the 70-degree dome game becomes much more appealing when, these teams aren't playing in 90, 95-degree weather every night like they were in the middle of July. So yeah, it's something to pay attention to. I like to use our friend Ballpark Pal has, kind of relative weather. You can go to there for a quick check if you're not sure exactly how the weather will affect, the flight of the baseball in any individual game. So definitely something to pay attention to. And I've talked about it a lot, I think mostly on the Up to Lock show, but we're going to see, a pretty steep decline in production here over this last month as it cools off, where the players, the types of players that were more valuable in April are going to be more valuable again in September, because we're going to kind of move slowly back into that game environments.
Yeah, definitely good point there. I hope they get a little extra juice in those balls so we still see some home runs pop.
We're not going to. It's going to, that's what I'm saying. Scoring's going down for sure.
Yeah. No, it is, unfortunately. You can see it in the totals too when you pull that up. Yeah, we're going to rank top 3 pitching. I'm going to go to you first, Gary, then DC, but also when you're ranking them, touch on Jose Barrios quick, whether it doesn't sound like either of you guys are on him, but Stevie Boyton mentioned it in chat. So touch on him quick, and then top 3 pitchers, Gary, then.
He was my next guy. He would be the next guy.
So DC, talk about him, then your top 3.
Yeah, you just don't know what to expect from him, but the matchup's pretty good against Toronto. And he's certainly capable of putting up big games. And this is a little bit of a tight slate for pitching, right? We're not guaranteed really big games out of, I think a couple of the studs will, but if we're looking for a third guy that's maybe a little bit cheaper, Barrios certainly has the ability to deliver that. And he's been way, way better at home this season, almost double the DraftKings points at home versus on the road. I think that's the biggest split of any pitcher in baseball. So yeah, he's absolutely in play at 7,800. I slightly prefer Alex Cobb there at basically the same price point, but yeah, if you're playing a lot of lineups, Barrios would absolutely be in my pool.
Yep, makes sense. List your top three, DC.
Yeah, my top three: Strider 1, Valdez 2, and Alex Cobb 3.
I like it. Gary, touch on Barrios quick in your top three.
Yeah, I'm never a Barrios guy. I can't do it, even on this slate. I'm seeing Alfonso Marquez is the ump for him too. He's one of the most extreme hitter umps there is in the league. So I'm not going to go there. I think that Mike Minor outscores him today. That's my hot take of the day. I think he outscores Alex Cobb as well. He's my favorite cheap guy. But I'm going to go Spencer Strider 1, Valdez 2, and Minor number 3.
I like it. So that is pitching on the slate. Again, only 7 games on DraftKings, 6 games on FanDuel. A couple elite pitchers up top, Valdez, Strider, Bassett. And then after that, it's a little more uncomfortable for sure. We're going to get into bats in a second. First, well, I saw a comment in chat, Travis Duarte, DC or Gary, did you see Le'Veon Bell absolutely sleep Adrian Peterson? Gary did not. DC did.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Of course, saw it like a million times on Twitter, and watched it every time that video popped up on my timeline. It's like
that was crazy.
The worst like striking defense ever from Adrian Peterson. So like Le'Veon Bell's like, here it is.
Okay. He just ate it right to the dome. And Nick Young, I think, was fighting in that too. That was fun. I also saw something like they were in a huge stadium. I don't know what the capacity was, but they sold like 200 tickets. And it was like like over 10,000 that were available or something. It was funny to see. I didn't even know they were fighting until then.
You kind of out yourself as being a broke former professional athlete when you're boxing another one, right? I mean,
yeah, for 200 people.
You didn't manage your money the best. Some of these guys. So.
Yeah, but hey, Travis Duarte brought that up. We got some time. Yeah, they sold 200 tickets. It was absolutely crazy. Scary Creations in chat. He said, any thoughts on Melvin Gordon Captain? He said, this is a baseball show. This is a baseball show. If you do want some thoughts on Melvin Gordon Captain or any thoughts on tonight's slate, Big T, JT, and Whistles went live before this talking some NFL Showdown today. So make sure you go check out that show. Last time Whistles was on a RPS show, RPS broke the internet and won every single dollar because he was on Cowboys D with all the right pieces. I mean, it was just a stone nuts last time. So definitely make sure to go check out that show. Shout out to members and coordinators for the Members Never Win segment, though. Starting with Gav Fitz, 23, 5,000 in soccer. Awesome stuff. Sevens, Vox, $20,000 in tennis. DCats, 15, $27,000 in MLB. Mac2 Services, $50,000 in MLB. JJ Uncle Dunkle, $33,000 in college football. SEMO in the live final, $25,000. Then, of course, Big T takes home that big belt that Uncle T saying weighed 20 pounds. He said it was a legit belt. It was a heavy one. Big T brought that puppy home, $495,000 for Big T. So awesome stuff. I mean, you see soccer in there. Jaime's always grinding soccer, never gets talked about, always money to be made. See tennis with Susie, Natty Ice, Spread. So many sports going on. If DK has it, if DK offers a contest, we have it over here at Run Pier Sports. So make sure you check that out. NFL 15, I'm not sure if that is going on. If you do want to try, you can check it out. I don't know if it ends tonight or if it ended yesterday. Run Pier Sports, whether it is available or not, recommend heading over. It's the best time of year with sports going on right now. MLB playoffs have absolutely been a printer. Big T, Gary, DC. I mean, every single year it seems like RPS absolutely crushes that. So we have a unique formula, I guess I'll say. Not everyone has caught on to it, but I'm excited for that. NBA is going to be here before we know it. Hockey, so much going on. So head over to Run Pier Sports, check it out. Hit that like button for us, please. Hit that big red subscribe button. Let's go game by game on this slate, though. Starting with the first one of the night. Pittsburgh Pirates, Cincinnati Reds, Bryce Wilson, Mike Minor on the mound. Gary, I'll go to you first since I know Pirates are an easy X. What about these Reds?
I mean, I think the Reds are going to smash tonight. I think they might even score the most runs on the slate. And we got some pretty heavy hitting offenses on this slate. I just love this lineup top to bottom. You only got one guy, Kyle Former. in the 3-hole there. He's the only guy that's above 3K.
You love the Reds lineup?
I love it. I love it tonight. I love it. They're going to smash for us, and they're going to hit multiple home runs because Bryce Wilson, former Brave, is not good. He's got a 5.37 xFIP over the last 30 days. He just gives up home runs like it's going out of style. I love all these cheap Reds. I mean, you can fit a 5-man Red stack and get a Houston or Toronto mini stack fairly easy with both the top pitchers. So, yeah, I like TJ Friedel, Jake Fraley, this Elijah Lopez, 2,300, second base. Probably get him a lot lower owned. He's batting down the lineup. Look at his box score, 32 in the last game, 12, 17, 2, 11. Just producing fantasy points. Bryce Wilson is awful. The Pirates bullpen is awful. I'm going to have a ton of Reds here tonight, and I am fading Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I definitely like the Reds too. And you look at the prices as well. I mean, just say you think a Mike Minor or a Berrios is going to be the second highest scorer on the slate, and you love something like the Reds, like leaving salary on this slate, it seems like it's definitely a viable option where people always try and zero it out. But Reds are the highest scorer on the slate. I mean, what? They got one guy that's 4K, one guy that's 3K, and everyone else below 3K. I mean, doesn't matter what your salary is. If you're the highest scoring team on the slate, leaving salary definitely, this looks like a slate where you definitely can do that. DC, you're not on Mike Minor, so talk about these Pirates and then any Reds for you.
Yeah, I was kind of making fun of the Reds lineup because it's not a good lineup. It's one of the worst lineups in baseball. I don't think there's much question about that. But I get the play against Bryce Wilson, especially on a slate like today where we mostly want to spend up at 2 studs, right? You grab Framber Valdez, you grab a Spencer Strider, and the Reds to me would be like an awesome MME slate where you just go all in, you just mix and match all 9 Reds on like 150 teams with 2 stud pitchers, and you hope they go off for 10 runs, and you're going to find the right combo. You hope your stud pitchers hold up, which I think they will tonight. You can see that working, and you're just willing to, okay, if this isn't the Reds night, then it's not going to be my night either. So I do kind of get it from that perspective. The 2 lefties are my favorite, Friedel and Jake Fraley against Bryce Wilson, but I get these other guys. It's just they're the hitters themselves are so bad. So I do think I prefer going to this team as kind of like the full on stack and just going for it on the Reds, because mostly it's not a bet on the hitters. It's a bet against the pitcher. And when that's the case, that's when I really want to stack, right? Because you're hoping the pitcher just starts walking dudes. You can't get through 2 or 3 innings. Maybe you get a reliever, a position player in there to end the game, just something like that, where it's just kind of turns into a little bit of a shit show. That's where I like stacking the kind of the trash lineups. And that certainly applies to the Reds. The Pirates side, yeah, I mean, I think they have more talented hitters than the Reds do. Guys like Brian Reynolds. I like what I've seen from Castro. I wish O'Neal Cruz was in there, but Brian Hayes has been hitting a little bit. Michael Chavis has power from the right side. Even Kevin Newman can hit lefties pretty well. So I do like the Pirate side of this one against Mike Minor as well. And, I think you can kind of stack this one up offense-wise if you want to. Should be a game with some offense. 2 bad pitchers and, still, despite not perfect hitting weather, a pretty good place to hit.
Yeah, I like it. You look at the total. I mean, 9 total right now. That's higher than we get in most of these. I mean, we're going to go to some of these games where teams are implied for 3, 3.5, 3.6. So the Reds aren't the highest implied team total on the slate, which I think keeps ownership kind of in check. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be Bryce Wilson, someone that I enjoy picking on as well. So I think this game does make some sense. Let's get to the next one on the slate. We got the Houston Astros, the Detroit Tigers, Framber Valdez, Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound. I mean, Erod, he was someone that I was all trying to pick on last game against the Angels. They got the job done if you had Adele or Trout or I think Mike Ford, but he did better than I thought, I will say. DC, I'll go right back to you in this one. Picking on Erod today and any Tigers.
Yeah, I'm on the Astros for sure. We saw Erod. He wasn't really good at the beginning of the season. He unfortunately last year or 2 years ago, the years blend together, but he had like the COVID complication, and it's just kind of been a rough ride for Erod. It hasn't been good since he's came back. Like, I know the results were okay in a couple of these starts, but he's not missing any bats. He's got one of the lowest whiff rates of any pitcher in baseball over his last 10 starts or so. He's a pitcher that relies on deception anyway. He's trying to get chases outside of the zone. Houston never chases It just looks like a rough spot. And then his velocity on all his pitches was at like a season low yesterday after being down already in his last couple starts after returning from whatever was keeping him out those last couple months. So I think this is a good spot to pick on him. And yeah, the Astros obviously have the guys to do it. We've even seen Jordan Alvarez come around a little bit these last couple games, so I'm more willing to play him. Needed to see a little power of him before jumping back in, but we saw it. So yeah, Altuve, Pena, Bregman, Alvarez. I think the Astros look good. Obviously not the best hitting environment in the world, but there's not that many good ones tonight anyway, so it's a little bit easier to overlook. So I do like the Astros a ton.
2 for 2. I'm definitely going back and picking on Erod. Gary, 3 for 3 with the Astros, or are you off of them?
Absolutely. I love the Astros tonight. They are right there with Cincinnati. It's weird to say that, but I definitely love the Astros here. Altuve, Bregman, and Kyle Tucker are, they've actually been, Kyle Tucker included, been mashing left-handed pitching recently. Erod just gives up bombs. He's not good. Like DC said, I think he's got like a 2% swing and strike rate over the last 30 days. That's not going to bode well here. I think we're going to see the GIF in chat with the guys trotting around the bases. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm thinking. I think the Astros are just going to have a ton of base runners in this game, just walks and hits, and Erod's just going to be struggling all game long. Is how I see it. And that's what you want, right? Because that's where you can kind of really explode. You get those legit hits and walks. Now you just need a few balls in a row to find a hole, right, in the gap or whatever, and your stack's off to the races, which I think the Astros stack looks really strong tonight.
Yeah, and don't forget Chas McCormick either down in the 8-hole. He hits lefties really well, and he probably won't be owned that much tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like it. I'm definitely good. Like I said, Erod, I just was someone I want to pick on. So now you get the Astros, way lower implied total than I expected from him as well, which I think that keeps ownership down. I mean, if people want to spend up today, got to pay for the Dodgers. You see the Mets, the Blue Jays. Like, man, this team, I think it's overlooked. I definitely do like these Astros. Before we get to the next game of the slate, I did see that we do have NFL 15 still going on. It ends tomorrow. So now's your last chance to get in. There is no better time, like I said. I mean, NFL right here. So excited for it. Still doesn't even feel real, but get in, see the Showdown course, see the Showdown playbook. There's so much NFL and then NBA coming up, all of that. Why you got to get in now? Because if you have NFL 15, the life of your subscription, you get that discount as long as you do not cancel for it. SaberSim is also included in that as well. So NFL 15 still going on. Head over Run Pure Sports, check it out. Hit that like button for us, please. Hit that big red subscribe button. I'm not going to set a number with likes. You guys right now, the true grinders on a Monday night showdown, all this stuff, early MLB lock, still here for the show. So we'll get you the plays today, but do appreciate it if you do hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get to the next game on the slate. Tampa Bay Rays, Toronto Blue Jays. Get Cooper Criswell and Jose Berrios on the mound. Gary, I'll go to you. Cooper Criswell, it's a bullpen game, I take it. Talk about this game. Any interest in bats?
Yeah, I think he's making it. Is this TC? Is he making his MLB debut? From what I'm seeing,
yeah.
He's kind of like a journeyman guy. He's a 13th round draft pick. Nothing special here. I think he went 4 innings in his last start. So yeah, semi bullpen game, probably 3 to 4 innings from Criswell here. But yeah, I don't like any bats in this game. I don't like Berrios, but I'm not going to play Tampa Bay. And I just like Houston so much better than I like Toronto in this spot. It's going to be a bullpen game. These Toronto bats are just priced to the moon, like the whole lineup, until you get down to Cavan, Biggio, and Ramel Tapia. Maybe I wouldn't hate them as fillers if you need it. But yeah, definitely no interest in Tampa Bay, and I like the cheap guys for Tampa or for Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, Toronto's going to be low owned too, because you look at 1 through 7, 4.9K or 1 through 6, 4.9K and above, and cheap pitchers on the slate aren't very. I mean, Mike Minor, if you do go to him, you can Berrios Minor, and you can play these Blue Jays, I guess. But man, they are very expensive for sure. DC, what are your thoughts on this game for bets?
Yeah, I'm a little torn on this one. I think clearly the optimal, quote unquote, optimal way to build tonight is to spend up at 2 stud pitchers and then take, a value stack in the Reds or the Pirates. Even the Astros are a little bit cheaper, where the Blue Jays, you can't really get the Blue Jays that you want with the pitchers you want. It just doesn't fit, because the pitchers we want tonight are expensive, and this Blue Jay stack, like you said, their prices are through the roof. That said, in tournaments, I mean, I think everyone's going to be kind of thinking a similar thing, right? Where they go cheaper stacks, they go to the expensive pitchers, and the Blue Jays, I mean, one of the best lineups in baseball. They're at home. I think the roof's open, and they get a pitcher who seems decent, but kind of probably at best kind of a run-of-the-mill right-handed pitcher, right? Going up against a low-owned Blue Jays team. I mean, they could tee off on this guy. There's no question about that. So I think we're going to get the Blue Jays, sub 10%?
10%, especially the 5-man. I mean, you're talking 5%.
So, yeah. So I'm playing 3 lineups tonight, and I'm questioning if I need like 1 or 2 more just to get in on one, just straight up 1 through 5 Blue Jay stack, go really cheap elsewhere a hitter, and then, get in like Cobb and 2 of the, Cobb and Barrios or something. Maybe you get the Barrios Blue Jays going off correlation, because that 4 points matters a little bit more when you're going cheaper a pitcher on this slate. So maybe something like that. They're not a team that I'm highest on tonight. I don't think they're like the optimal way to build if you're looking at projections, but game theory wise, I think they make a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, that's what stands out to me. And I love the Barrios point too. I talk about a little bit. Some people don't agree, but I mean, if you think the stack's going to go off, you expect your pitcher is going to get the win. I mean, you hope he pitches well. Obviously, he can still get blown up.
That 4 matters when we're talking a smaller slate and not that many good pitchers.
100%, yeah, 100% matters. Especially when you get late, runs are going to be down. I mean, like the scores are not going to be what we saw in the heart of summer.
Exactly.
For DFS. So I definitely get it. Yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. You cannot play Strider, Valdez, and stack Toronto 1 through 5. It just does not work with salary. So yeah, interesting spot for sure. Talking about Toronto. Let's get to the next game on the slate. Texas Rangers, Miami Marlins. John Gray, Braxton Garrett on the mound. This is the second game of the doubleheader. This is not available on FanDuel, just available on DraftKings, but I don't think anyone's going to play it on DraftKings either. What do you think, DC?
I think we just scratch this game off. It's 2 pitchers coming off injury. We think they're limited in terms of how far they're going to work into the game, but also both these pitchers are pretty good pitchers when they're on the mound. So I don't really, the worst place to hit in Miami, maybe on this, second, maybe behind San Francisco, but not great lineups. Pretty good starting pitchers, but limited starting pitchers. And we go to the bullpens. I really can't. I'm not going to at least make a case for anyone in this game.
Here.
No bats for me.
Yep, I agree. 7 total. If it beats me, it beats me. Next game on the slate, Chicago Cubs, New York Mets, Javier Assad and Chris Bassett on the mound. The best hitting weather, I mean, the warmest weather that's outdoors, it's 75 degrees. Again, we have to monitor weather a little bit. I think it's more so for Bassett. Like you don't want to delay. I mean, you want him to pitch the full 6. So I think it's more so that than a postponement. Gary, I'll go to you in this one. Mets have a pretty good implied total. What's your thoughts on this for bets?
Yeah, I just can't get there today. I do like Toronto more than the Mets. I like Houston more than the Mets. The Mets are priced up a little bit. I mean, man, you got Brandon Nimmo, 5,100, Lindor 6,200, even Jeff McNeil's 5,600, Pete Alonso's 5,700. They're really expensive. One guy I will point out for the Mets that's been hitting the ball really well, 4,200, Eduardo Escobar. I mean, he's just been lighting the world on fire recently with 3 home runs in the last 5 games. If you want to ride the hot streak, I do love riding hot streaks in baseball. So he would be my only guy from the Mets, and I can't see myself playing any of these Cubs either. So,
DC, thoughts on this one?
This is a weird one for me. I'm going to end up on this game more so both. It's going to be the Mets side only, both from a pitching and hitting perspective. But I think there's a chance that this game's weather concern is going to be overstated at lock. From what I'm seeing, I think this game is going to play, but I could see certain weathermen that are more influential than me being concerned about this game and me being not concerned about it. And all the plays from this game that I like being cut in half in ownership, right? Whereas everyone just, I don't need to play Chris Bassett. I can go to Strider or Valdez if there's any weather concern whatsoever. And if I think the ownership's going to go in half, but the game has a 90% chance to play, that's a winning proposition, right? If you just kind of take everything else out of consideration, you need to throw in the fact, I mean, you can make a good case the Mets as a top stack on this slate. So I wouldn't mind risking that, right? It would be maybe a situation where I play Bassett and a 5-man Mets stack and just go in on it. And if if you're wrong on the weather or whatever, so be it. You don't have to do it on every team, but I do see a kind of a situation here where I almost want the weather to stay at least somewhat risky and then maybe roll the dice, because I do think it's a pretty good spot overall that people might shy away from.
Who would a couple of your favorite Mets be?
Just the top of the lineup, pretty much. But I mean, I think Bassett's right there with Strider and Valdez. He doesn't have the same ceiling as those guys. Gary mentioned the lower strikeout rate, but I mean, it is a really good matchup against the Cubs, and he does go deep into games. I think a good chance at the win here. I think he's got a good chance at 20, 25 DraftKings points, which Valdez doesn't go much over that very often. Strider can, but it's no guarantee by any means. So yeah, but yeah, give me the top of the Mets order as always. You know, Alonso, Lindor, Nimmo. Another lineup that I'm usually going to the big bats. Eduardo Escobar would be the guy that I might look for cheaper. I assume he's in there. Yeah, hitting 7. Yep. He's been on fire from the left side recently.
Nice. I like it. We got 2 games left on the slate. Again, like button, subscribe button. We do appreciate it. We'll get you the plays of the day today. And NFL 15 is still going on, the last day for that. And maybe at lock. Maybe when NFL locks, it'll be gone. Who knows? So not too much time left to get in. NFL 15, 15% off. Head over to Run Pure Sports. And make sure you do get in the Discord as well. You will like it for sure. 2 games left. Los Angeles Dodgers, Arizona Diamondbacks, Tyler Anderson, and Ryan Nelson on the mound. Gary, I'll go to you in this one first. Any Dodgers love? I assume no Arizona, but they're going to be low owned.
Yeah, I mean, so the Dodgers, I'm seeing that they have the highest implied total on the slate, but I don't think they're going to come in, ownership-wise as the highest owned stack. This Nelson kid looked good in his opening. I think I'm just going to stay away here. I know it's the Dodgers. I know it's a rookie pitcher after making a pretty good start. It's a classic let's down spot. I'm just going to stay away. Like I said, I love the Astros. I even like Toronto more. If Dodgers beat me when I wake up in the morning, I'll be fine. But yeah, so I'm not going to have any Diamondbacks here either.
DC, any Dodgers for you? Any D-backs?
Yeah, it's hard to recommend against the Dodgers, but I guess I'm with Gary, where I probably won't end up playing them in my own lineups. Just Ryan Nelson was good enough in that first start where I think I'll go away from what might be the most popular team. I mean, we'll see where ownership ends up going. But, I mean, the Dodgers do have the highest implied team total on this slate. They are going to get ownership. It's a good place to hit, or a pitcher that people don't know. And yeah, I just like a couple other spots a little bit better relative to the prices and what I think ownership will end up. So yeah, if you're on the Dodgers, I wouldn't really want to talk anybody off of them. It's one of those situations, but I'm not going there myself in the end.
Yep. Last game on the slate, we got the Atlanta Braves, the San Francisco Giants, Spencer Strider, Alex Cobb on the mound. I mean, sorry, DC, there's no chance I could start with you, even though you are a Braves fan. Gary, take this game away.
Yeah, I'm pretty much all in on Strider. So no Giants. I'm not going to have my Braves today.
Wow. What day is it? It's not ending in Y? What's going on?
I can't do it. I don't have any Braves gear on today. So
that's why. That was the tell. Yeah,
it's definitely the tell. If I come on the show and I have Braves gear on, I'm playing the Braves. So
I didn't even think of that.
But I will say, I mean, Michael Harris continues to be just a monster. He smashes right-handed pitching. He just hit 2 home runs yesterday, even though in the top of he hit one in the top of the 9th to tie it, even though Kenley blew the save again.
That's another day in Y2, Captain.
Jeez, it's so bad. But I mean, can we just put Raziel Iglesias in as the closer already? I mean, he's been lights out. Like just put Kenley in the 8th or something. But anyway, Michael Harris, he would be my only guy, 4,600. The guy is just a complete stud. So I can never not recommend him.
I hope you're watching this, Captain. I've been a Kenley hater for a couple of years now, and it feels nice seeing that. I don't like rooting against the guy, but man, has not impressed me. DC, you're biting your I will say, Michael Harris, man, we've been talking about that dude forever, you guys especially, but he's always down in that bottom half of the order. The price is finally caught up, and ownership doesn't follow. That dude is special. DC, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, well, I first got to brag. Back in like June when Strider and Harris were like really first coming onto the scene, I made a $1,000 bet on DraftKings on both of them at like I think I got Strider at plus 500 and Harris at plus 400 to win Rookie of the Year. Those are the only two guys in contention right now. Here's the best part. I cashed out Strider's ticket after his big start and then right before his bad one. So I think there's a good chance I'm going to I still got my Harris ticket. I got paid out.
So that's who you're cheering for.
Awesome.
Like 70% of the Strider ticket after that big.
Wow.
And then so I could sweep both of them, which would be a pretty fun thing to do for two awesome Braves rookies. So that's a fun betting story. Obviously on Strider here. I mean, we've been on him literally all year long from the time before he was even a starting pitcher. We were playing him out of the goddamn bullpen. He's delivered.
I don't know if you can say we. That might have been just you. That was impressive. I've never played with him.
You guys joined. We had a big night.
We were following.
Yeah. And then we've been on him every start since. He's had a couple hiccups along the way, but he's been a big winner for us this year. I'm not jumping off. Again, I mean, why would I jump off? He's delivering the goods. So, yeah, I'm in on Strider. I do like Cobb here, too, though. Another pitcher that I do like a lot. He's had a good second half. And, yes, there is danger in this Braves lineup, of course. There's also strikeouts to be had. It's a good place to pitch. I mean, I just wouldn't be shocked to see Cobb go 6, maybe 7 innings, get 6 or 7 strikeouts, could get a win, obviously, with a little bit of run support. So I'm in on Cobb. I don't think he's going to be owned. A team total over 4 for the Braves. I think he'll be owned somewhat just because there's not that many options. But I do think relative to what I think he can put up, he'll be a good play. But yeah, give me the pitching in this game in general.
Yeah, he'll definitely be on the lower owned side. It's 60, maybe high 50s in this one too. So that is all 7 games on this slate. Good pitching up top, a couple of spots. I mean, the more we talk about the slate, the more I like it. I mean, we'll get into stacks right now. I mean, Erod, I'm going right back to the well with these Astros. Glad you guys are on the same page there. DC, I'll go to you. Top 3 stacks.
Yeah, top 3. I'm going Astros, Pirates, and Reds.
Right. Oh, all right. Gary, top 3.
I'm going to go Cincinnati, Houston, and Toronto.
I like it. That is the stacks pitching game by game on this slate. Again, 7 on DK, 6 on FanDuel, and it does lock earlier, 6:40 Eastern. I remember I saw someone in chat last, like 6:40 Eastern start time. I think it was our guy, Kate Fleek Burner, came in and was like, man, lock was at 6:40 today. 6:40 lock time. So do not forget that. Get those lineups in and then head over to the Showdown. Check out that show. Get in those Showdown winners. Hit that like button for us, please. Hit that subscribe. Getting you the plays of the day right now. Then we'll get on out of here. Starting myself first with the SO play of the day. Got to be an Astros guy, of course. I'm going to go to Trey Mancini in that 7 hole. He's treated me well, swinging a little hot stick. I think Trey Mancini should be low owned. You can go a lot of different ways with that sack. So Trey Mancini, the SO play of the day. Groundhog play of the day, Gary. Who you got?
Yeah, I like that Mancini pick quite a bit. He's got 2 homers off Erod, 2 in his career, batting 300 off of him and 41 at bat. So he's seen him quite a bit. So I like that a lot. I'm going to go at the top of the lineup. Jose Altuve just smashes lefties. He's going to lead off the game with a bomb tonight.
Ooh, a leadoff bomb from Gary. Getting very specific. I like it. DC, cap us off. Mom's basement play of the day.
Yeah, sounds like we're all on the Astros. So I'll keep the good mojo going. We're going to get the Astros to bring us home to the winner's circle tonight. Jeremy Pena hitting second. I think the Astros going to do some damage against Erod. Hopefully all those three plays go off and maybe a couple more Astros and we'll get to the top.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Trey Mancini, Jose Altuve, Jeremy Pena, the 3 plays of the day. Appreciate all of you hanging out with us. The true grinders of MLB. Always money to be made. Still money to be made in the MLB streets. Again, NFL 15, this is the last day for it. Might even end at lock. I do not know when Hoop's going to pull it, but NFL 15 gets you 15% off for life if you do not cancel. SaberSim is also included in that. Make sure you check out the Showdown show. Make sure you check out the premium side, Big T's player pool, the Showdown playbook Rubio does, all the core plays and that. Uncle T's got the playbook up right now. So a lot going on, a lot of money to be made tonight. Looking to see some RPS members up top. That's going to do it for us, though. We will see you tomorrow. For Gary, DC, Simon Behind the Sticks, I'm Titletown. Good luck, everybody.